April is Financial Literacy Month, right after Tax Day, right? We got to deal with it. It's a great time to look at why we spend. And our next guest is really passionate about your mind and your money.
Yes, we've got Mitra with us. She's known as Money Mitra. And, you know, when I said she said financial literacy, my eyes were like, oh, gosh, what does that even mean?
I know, I'm like the elephant in the room that always makes people feel very, very uncomfortable because
You're a beautiful elephant.
Thank you, thank you. But so many people want to shy away from this topic, and it's so odd because money impacts every single aspect of our lives. So my mission really is to normalize conversations around money, and I do that through the psychology of spending.
And those were things that you cared passionately about. I think we were all brought up like, don't discuss money, don't discuss money. But that's also given us maybe false ideas of what people have or what we should have by looking at social media.
Exactly.
So you talk about self-worth and maybe not spending to feel like your self-worth.
And I think to kind of carry on with what you said, you know, we have those secrets which increases and continues shame and guilt cycles. So that's my goal, is to really, you know, minimize those and allow the conversation. And with self-worth, a lot of the things that the media, social media, you know, portrays, it really pushes those external factors of self-worth, like, you know, what is it that you're wearing or the car that you have. And these are really social advantages. It doesn't make one person better than the other. We really have to dig deep within ourselves and find who we really are and really remove the mask. You know, I talk about the money mask a lot because, you know, we can show up here, you know, looking a certain way or driving a certain car, a certain watch. But at the end of the day, if we're empty, you know, that's exactly, you know, how we're going to feel, and it's going to play out in other ways in our life. And we can't fill those voids with unhealthy coping mechanisms. We have to find better ways to feel whole. We can't even do that through relationships as well.
And you have some tips for us. So some of the ways that you really look at your financial self-worth. Let's take a look at some of the ways that you really need to examine it and see what's happening. Normalize those money conversations. That's what you were just saying.
Normalize it, because sometimes you might feel the other person might not be ready to normalize have that conversation.
And sometimes you just have to talk about it. You have to be the one that pushes it to make it uncomfortable, which is exactly what I do. So I, you know, hold seminars, I do speaking engagements, and I just call it out. You know, we have to really, you know, be very, you know, focused on those type of things, because if not, then like I said, we're just going to be in the same patterns over and over again.
All right, next tip you have, let's take a look. We're going to put it up on the screen. It is avoid comparison.
Oh, this is a hard one. You're trying to live with the Joneses. You want to keep up with them.
Right, and I talk about keeping up with the Joneses, but in this day and age and with social media, we got to also stop keeping up with the Kardashians as well.
Yeah.
You know, so social media, scrolling day in and day out, everything that we are exposing ourselves to is influencing us. And whether we like it or not, we are all programmed and conditioned from birth. You know, from the ages of 0 to 7, we are being subconsciously programmed, and sometimes we really have to start to peel back those layers to determine and find our authentic self, because we got so far away from that.
Yeah, you do talk about reprogramming your mind, kind of twisting it a little bit to get to your ultimate financial
I love
goal.
this, priorities over perception. You really have to make that list of priorities. Quit worrying about what everybody else thinks about you.
Exactly.
And make sure your kid's college fund is up there on the list.
Right.
Yeah.
And the things that are really, you know, that should be, I guess, sexy in the world are not the things that are posted on social media, or things that people talk about and wear about. It's things that people, you know, keep close to the vest.
We need to start posting fully funded Roth IRA.
Right.
Yeah. You can get more tips.
401k.
We love it. Mitra, she's online. You can find a live video she does every Monday night, 7 o'clock, Facebook and Instagram. Just search out Money Mitra. Thank you so much for coming.
See, now that's an Instagram feed I can believe in.
That's right.
I'm into that.